The genre that I was targeting with this title sequence was romantic comedy, more specifically a teen rom-com. Examples of the films in this genre which I researched into are Juno, Youth in Revolt, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 10 Things I Hate About You, and Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. The font that I used throughout my titles uses a typical convention of teen rom-coms. The title sequences that I researched into had fonts that would relate to a teenager, usually appearing in hand-drawn or bubble writing, which resembles a cartoon. I used this convention to address our target audience of teenagers. However, although it follows the conventions of a teen film, our fonts also challenge the conventions of a typical romantic comedy, as their fonts are usually pink or red to connote love and scriptic or appear formal/fancy. In our title sequence, I used the Enigma code. I used this by presenting the character in the third of the frame and using cinematography to show her importance, but not expressing anything about why she is important. I presented the character of Alex to the audience dressed in what could be connoted as party clothes from the night before, leaving not only the initial question of who she is, but also why is she dressed in that way, and where has she been. I chose not to show the audience what the character's text message said, instead just showed her reading it and her reaction, intriguing the audience into what it says, who it's from, etc. Other films that use the Enigma code in this way is Bridget Jones, Edge of Reason. This film is a romantic comedy aimed at all age audience, but particularly an older audience, as it is based around a middle-aged woman's life. We developed the way that Bridget Jones uses the Enigma code, as we are aiming our title sequence at a younger audience, so we included things that related to them, like texting and partying. Another romantic comedy, this time with an audience the same age as ours, is 10 Things I Hate About You, and shows a character making her way to school, similarly with our concept, except we developed this by going into the details of her morning, perhaps highlighting aspects of her life and personality through these. For example, when she brushes her teeth, she is very forward and carefree. We challenge the typical Enigma code used in these films by working in ideas from other films which target audiences respond well to. Our target audience responds well to films like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and these films make aspects of their films resemble comic books to engage in the American teen culture. As we took influence from films such as these, and our target audience found them more entertaining, we used the transitions in our title sequence to resemble the movement of a comic book sketch, using push transitions from one scene to another scene, and making some shots smaller as titles scroll past them.